All right, everybody, welcome. So first, would anyone like to offer a prayer?
I can.
All right, thanks, Carly.
Our dear, kind, and gracious Heavenly Father, we are very grateful for this day. We're grateful, Heavenly Father, for the chance we have to be able to meet together this night. We're grateful for the technology that has brought us together to be able to complete this assignment. We're grateful for the chance we have to go to BYU Idaho and be able to gain an education. Please bless us, Heavenly Father, as we go throughout this week, be able to finish everything that is needed. We love thee, and we say these things in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. All right, excellent. Okay, Brody, do you want to read the prompt and then your example?
Yeah, so group 6 says, give an example that shows the difference between partnership, flow-through taxation, and corporate double taxation. And we're supposed to get this from the Wall Street Journal. So I looked and looked and looked, but I found something, and it was what was it called? The presidential candidate plans would carry tax code in different directions. But during the article, it talked about both Hillary and Clinton and Donald Trump's plan. And in Trump's plan, it mentioned that he would set a new 15% tax rate for businesses that report their earnings on their owners' tax returns, otherwise known as flow-through entities. They would basically have to pay a second layer of taxes, just like corporations, which are taxed double. So it kind of just shown right in there that right now that they're only taxed once or single by the owners, but then corporations are taxed double, and that he's trying to do that to them.
Got it. All right, cool. Anybody want to go next?
I can.
All right, go for it.
I had a hard time too, so I have to kind of explain mine. But mine, it talks about, it says voters in Oregon have asked to raise the corporate tax. In doing so, they hope to receive additional funds to help out their communities. The corporation is not very fond of this idea, as it will raise their taxes, and because they have double taxation, it will resolve them to pay more than they were hoping for. And then I said they would have to pay more taxes than if a tax was raised on a general partnership.
All right. Cool.
I can go next because I picked that same one, and so a lot of the companies
always pick the same one.
again. We did it before once, but a lot of the companies were worried just because they were like a dairy farm or whatever, worried because they're such a big corporation, but yet it's still be a lot of money that they'd be taxed, and so there was businesses that were really worried about it in Oregon. So.
Okay, go for it. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right.
Basically the same as Carly. I don't know.
I know. Mine says Dish CEO hopeful about Trump's impact on infrastructure and taxes. The executive of Dish Network is hopeful that Donald Trump's election will lead to a more rational tax code that will benefit corporations more. Currently, many companies have billions of dollars kept outside of the U.S. in order to avoid high corporate taxes. This is the result of double taxation for corporations, whereas partnerships are only taxed once.
All right, cool. Very good. All right. Well, while we're waiting for Nathan, I'll read mine. In 1985, Ronald Reagan signed tax reform into law that allowed owners and shareholders of regular corporations to be paid without taxation through pass-through entities. Since that time, hundreds of thousands of large and small corporations have been allowed to bypass corporate taxation and pass the tax burden to the individual directly. By forming companies that pass through the income of owners, company owners avoid paying expensive corporate taxes in addition to their personal taxes. As recently as 2012, officials have been trying to revisit the tax laws in order to more effectively collect taxes on those who might afford it, but business owners refuse to support any politician who threatens their money-saving strategy. This one was from earlier this year. The title, let's see. Why a business tax overhaul is so tricky. All right. Nathan, are you good to go?
Yeah, I'm good to go as long as my son here will let me.
Okay.
So I don't think I got the whole gist of what we were supposed to do. I only have the corporate tax laws, all I've got on here. So what I've got here is it's the EU kicks off corporate tax overhaul. And this was from just a couple weeks ago. In this article, it talks about how the EU is working on streamlining the taxation of multinational corporations. The EU is concerned that corporations are using tax evasion methods to avoid paying taxes. The plan is to tax them according to three things: 1, assets; 2, employees; and 3, sales. This appears to have the biggest effect potentially on internet-based corporations like eBay. A negative side of this might be that it will make Europe less inviting for US-based corporations to use European countries as a tax haven from the US tax code. It is also concerned that double taxation would not be fixed if this is adopted.
All right. Excellent. Good examples, everybody. It was kind of hard to find a current and relevant example for our question, but I think everybody got it.
Sweet.
So does anybody have any strong feelings as to which one we should start working on?
Good question.
Was there anybody that really talked about both partnership and corporation? Because I know like the one with the Oregon voters, it was mainly focused toward like corporation.
Mhm.
So I emailed Sister Hurley because I was like, I have no idea what we're supposed to be doing. And she was just like, find an article that has to do with one, and then maybe in the question say, well, what's the difference? Like, or something like that. Does that make sense? Like, well, this talks about corporate. What would be different if it was a partnership? Like, something similar to that. I don't.
So it's okay to only address one side.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And I think that the what if opens it up to make it so that we don't have to be letter of the article and make sure that the article hits it exactly. We can make stuff up for our question and answers. So
Mhm.
everybody comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweet. So which one do we want to do? I vote that we do one of the Oregon ones.
That's what I was going to say. 2 picked it, so it must be a good one.
Yeah, well.
I searched forever just to find that one.
It said tax on it, and I quickly clicked on it.
That was me.
Well, good. All right.
All right. Well, I'm going to head out, guys. Thanks.
Hey, thanks, Brody.
Have a good night, Brody.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you. All right. So let's get Doc started.
I'm going to pull up the article. We can get a better idea about it.
All right. Let me. Okay.
Which,
Does anybody have a template ready to go? I'm almost there.
didn't we save one?
I just made one. So
Okay.
you let me.
Okay, share that over.
Yeah, it's on its way. There.
I don't see it yet.
I put it on the chat.
Yeah.
Looking for
Sorry
that.
about that.
No worries. Sweet.
I thought you guys were gonna read my mind.
All right, we're in. Okay. Somebody paste in a link to the article and maybe their example.
You want me to put it in the doc or do you want me to put it in the chat, the URL?
Just put it in the doc. It's fine.
I'm still trying to get it up.
All right. Okay. Does anyone know if this measure passed in Oregon?
I don't know if it passed, but it said that there was one where they did like an interview, and it said that 46% were supporting and 47 were opposed, like percent.
Wow, that's really close.
So it was a close, and then so they were kind of worried that it might not pass, but then it might.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well. It was defeated. So that means they won't change the tax laws. All right, cool. So now that we've got our example, what kind of a question do you guys want to do about this?
So we're specifically supposed to talk about the differences. So the main difference would just be the double taxation and then the flow through. Is that what it is? The flow through taxation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
All right. So what if we said something about how it actually works, like owner Bob, Corporation A owner Bob gets paid his dividends through a partnership, and which doesn't pay corporate taxes. What would a change in this law cause if owner Bob could no longer receive the money without being taxed first? I don't know, something like that. Bad example.
Um,
Right, let's see.
maybe like, what would be the disadvantage of this tax going through for the owner of a business, of this business corporation? I just lost my train of thought. Or something like, what's the disadvantage compared to if this business is a partnership or not a corporation? Like, does that make sense?
Kind of. So I'm kind of confused about whether we want to focus on the issue, the ballot issue, or just the main process of corporation paying its owners versus a partnership paying its owners. Because so I was a business owner in California, and the way that we got paid as owners in the partnership was that the company would write us a check, the partnership would write us a check, and it wasn't taxed at all by the partnership. And then at the end of the year, we were fully responsible for our own income taxes. But if we had organized as a corporation, then we would have had to have paid corporate taxes and then pay taxes on our paychecks,
Mm-hmm.
because it'd be paid out through a paycheck rather than a profit share. So I kind of have some personal experience with this.
I think we should focus more on the differences between the two than necessarily the actual article we're referencing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so an Oregon businessman
corporate chat. Very nice.
I don't know. So that's all I've got right now, guys. Sorry. Pat and Oregon
No, you're
business
good.
partners happy. His partnership doesn't have to pay corporate taxes like his friend corporate Chad. Chad's corporation has to pay taxes on its income as well as any employee paychecks. Chad is envious and wants to avoid paying double taxes.
What if after you say as well as any employee paychecks,
Mm-hmm.
you say which of the following statements is true,
Okay.
and then give a couple different
Sure.
answers, kind of interpret it.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so which of the following statements is true?
What do you guys think of just taking out that sentence that I highlighted? That might give us more to go off of with the questions.
Sure.
Any objections?
We
Yeah, it works.
use that as one of the correct answer feedbacks or something. Okay. Wrong answer two. see. Good, wrong answer, 3.
Yeah. Good job, Mason.
Just to muddy the water a little bit. We want to put something for the explanation of the example.
You want to go through the example? Because I feel.
I think for the explanation, we should just put the link to the article as the explanation.
Sure.
Yeah. That's
I
good.
mean, don't put more effort into it than we have to.
She's just gonna see it, right?
Do what?
He's the only one that sees the explanation of the example.
I think so.
I haven't seen it on any quizzes.
That would probably be more helpful to her anyway if we just included that. So
Yeah. Okay. Everybody read through it just one more time. Make sure there's no missing parts, incorrect grammar.
I think it looks good.
I think so.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right, cool. Anybody got any more feedback for this?
I think it looks good.
All right. Once we're down, we'll put the link on there and submit it.
I like
Anybody
it.
have a strong desire to submit it this week?
I can.
Okay. Thanks, Carly.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll just
guys.
The link to myself.
Excellent. All right. Anybody want to say anything else? Any questions? I think we're
I'm
done.
good.
All right, good work, guys.
Perfect.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All righty.